government probes outbreak of strange flesh-eating disease in Adamawa State. Polytechnic Staff Association gives federal government ultimatum for strike. Nigeria strengthens border surveillance amid rising Ebola cases in DR Congo. United Kingdom to recognize Palestinian state. Hello, welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us. To determine the exact cause of a strange flesh-eating disease that has killed 7 people in Malabu, Adamawa State. Adeshigbe Olufemi, acting national coordinator of the National Tuberculosis, Buruli, Ulcer and Leprosy Control Program, disclosed this during an interview on Sunday in Abuja. Olufemi said that as of September the 10th, there were 67 confirmed cases, with 8 patients undergoing surgical treatment at the Modibo Adama University Teaching Hospital in Yola. According to reports, the disease often begins as a boil, later bursts, and then gradually eats away flesh, sometimes damaging the bones in the affected area. Irate youths in Daudu, Guma local government area of Benue State on Saturday morning blocked the busy Makodi-Lafia Federal Highway to protest the killing of displaced farmers by suspected armed herders. Residents said 2 internally displaced persons from Garuba camp were riding on a motorcycle to their farm when they were ambushed and killed. Another source alleged that the attackers also attempted to invade the nearby IDP camp but were repelled by security personnel. One of the protesters, Ushemba, told journalists that 3 farmers were killed in the attack and several others abducted. He said panic gripped the community as families fled their farms and cried for help. The blockade caused serious hardship for motorists who were stranded for hours until divisional police officers of Guma intervened and appealed to the youth to reopen the road. Police Public Relations Officer for Benue Command Udeme Udet said the command was still gathering details on the incident. The Makodi-Lafia Highway has witnessed repeated protests by residents over the incessant killings and attacks linked to armed herders in the state. The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Polytechnics have written the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, giving him further extension of strike ultimatum. The union had earlier given a 21-day ultimatum which expired on the 17th of September 2025. With their expectations not met, the union expressed disappointment and further issued another ultimatum in a bid to avert the industrial crisis. Speaking in the letter, the president of SANIP, Nuragaya, said the union has decided to give the government more time to act. He said this additional period further avails the government the opportunity to positively and conclusively address the issues raised, as members have over the period showed remarkable understanding even to their detriment. Despite rising insecurity in southern Katsina, the ever-bustling Erlaraba women market continues to bloom, boosting the local economy of Malumfashi town, the headquarters of Malumfashi local government area. The market, which brings together traders from within and outside Katsina State every Wednesday, is a source of pride and revenue generation to residents and local authorities. Trust TV's Abdullahi Ahmadi brings us more.
Laraba Women Market is occupying small space but serves as an efficient rendezvous for both local and visitors. The market differs from other conventional business hubs in northern Nigeria as it brings together traders, mostly women, who deals in traditional materials from Katsina and neighboring states, craft materials, animal feeds, herbs, agricultural produce, women and men wares, food ingredients such as locust bean, finished products such as daddawa and baobab leaf powder used in preparing miyar kuka and potash are all available here. It is also a herb for calabashes, ginger, both fresh and dried pepper, fresh and dried okra, among many other items, which are common sights at El Laraba markets. Prices here are lower compared to other markets, largely due to competing demands and supply. This vibrant market brings together items directly from the source. Many people come from cities to buy our items here. Our items are very cheap compared to other markets. Now, our major problem is insecurity. The moment it's 3 p.m., traders will be leaving the market unlike before, when the market closes at night. Traders come here to buy things and go back to their local communities and resell, make profit, while others do come here without money. We give them goods, they sell and make a lot of profits and pay us back. We trust one another. Women traders are saying they patronize El Laraba market because of its considerable prices and economic viability.
I came here to buy some women wares. I like this market because it gives me what I always want, that is happiness. To me, there is no marketplace like El Laraba. It gives traders, especially women, some kind of joy.
Mariam, who is an internally displaced person, said the market has dramatically changed her life from a refugee to a full-time businesswoman.
I don't think I can talk because of my condition. I am an internally displaced person. I resorted to business out of necessity. My husband and parents have been killed by bandits. I now squat with my sister in another community. This business is everything to me, and I love this market. It gives me joy.
Despite being a source of revenue generation, El Laraba market lacks water and sanitation facilities as well as public conveniences. The traders are appealing for government's intervention to avert what they called contracting diseases that are caused as a result of poor sanitation. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The Nigerian Air Force says it has killed more than 25 terrorists during a coordinated night operation in Yobe and Borno states. The strikes were carried out in the Bula area of Yobe and the Banki axis of Borno. Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodome, disclosed this in a statement issued on Saturday in Abuja. He said the operation conducted on September 18th followed credible intelligence provided by ground troops. According to him, a coordinated force package comprising intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance assets as well as strike aircraft tracked terrorist movements and detected multiple clusters of fighters north of Banki. Real-time updates were shared with ground forces to enable a well-synchronized attack. Ejodame said the successful strikes demonstrate the Air Force's decisive support to ground operations and its resolve to deny terrorists freedom of action in the Northeast. He added that the mission reflects the military's commitment to securing the region against insurgent threats. The operation comes just days after troops killed 3 commanders of the Islamic State of West African Province during a failed ambush in Cross Kaua, near Lake Chad. The slain leaders were identified as Modu Dogo Munzir of Dogon Chukun, and unnamed Munzir, and Abu Aisha Qaid of Tumbin Mota. 8 other fighters were also neutralized in that encounter, during which the terrorists detonated a command improvised explosive device in a foiled attempt to overwhelm the troops. The National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has intercepted fake cosmetic products valued at over 500 million naira in Lagos, raising fresh concerns about the rising circulation of counterfeit beauty products in the country. Director of Investigation and Enforcement at NAFDAC, Martins Iluyomade, disclosed this during a weekend press briefing at the agency's Apapa office. He explained that the seizure followed a series of coordinated operations targeting markets notorious for distributing unregistered and substandard products. Iluyomade, who also serves on the Federal Task Force on Fake Drugs, described the situation as alarming and warned those engaged in the production and sale of counterfeit cosmetics to desist or face the full wrath of the law. He further cautioned Nigerians to exercise vigilance when purchasing cosmetic items, stressing the need to verify products before use to avoid harmful side effects associated with fake and expired substances. According to him, some suspects linked to the seized items have been arrested, while investigations are ongoing to dismantle the wider network behind the counterfeit ring. Iluyomade urged Nigerians to collaborate with NAFDAC by reporting suspicious products, reiterating the agency's commitment to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive and the mandate of his Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, to rid the nation of fake, expired and substandard goods. The African Democratic Congress ADC in Gombe State has accused Governor Inuayahaya of implementing policies that they describe as anti-people and insensitive to the need of ordinary Nigerians. At the same time, the party expressed willingness to welcome the governor into its fold, even as it criticized the ruling All Progressive Congress APC for what it called growing intolerance towards opposition parties across the country. Trust TV's Al-Hassan Lawal Koli brings in this report.
Leaders of the African Democratic Congress ADC have come out strongly against the administration of Governor Inuayahaya, alleging that his government has failed to address the daily struggles of citizens in the state. They describe several policies as harsh, with the nighttime restriction on commercial motorcycle operations cited as one of the most punitive for the masses. The policies of the present government in Gombe are clearly anti-people. Commercial motorcycle riders should not be punished in the name of insecurity. It's better for them to go out and earn a living than to stay home and die of hunger. The motorcycle restrictions are unjust and must be reversed. The ADC also accused the ruling All Progressive Congress APC of shrinking democratic space and intimidating opposition voices across Nigeria. According to the party, the APC, which once thrived as an opposition party, is now stifling political diversity and fair competition.
So Nigerians are already tired, and Nigerians have spoken. You know, APC is doing everything possible to make sure that there is no opposition party in Nigeria. Unfortunately, it's not going to be possible because democracy is about multi-party, politics. One party cannot continue to rule people. PDP was in power. APC won election over PDP. And of course, they abdicated that and they gave power over to APC. And so APC has no right to deny other political parties from coming on board. And we're very happy that we have the African Democratic Congress, and Nigerians have responded, and they're going to continue to respond. We're going to mobilize every nook and cranny of Nigeria.
While strongly criticizing the party, the ADC also extended an olive branch to Governor Inuayahaya, saying the party will be glad to welcome him if he decided to join. As political activities begin to build ahead of the next election cycle, the ADC says it remains committed to challenging what it calls anti-people governance and political intolerance. It also called on the people of Gombe to embrace change and support alternative leadership. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
This is the news update on Trust TV, coming up after the break. Nigeria strengthens border surveillance amid rising Ebola cases in DR Congo. More news when we return. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at some of our top stories. Federal government probes outbreak of strange flesh-eating disease in Adamawa. Polytechnic Staff Association gives federal government ultimatum for strike. Now let's move to other news stories. The federal government has unveiled an atlas, an open source, multilingual and multimodal large language model that supports Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo and Nigerian accented English. Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy Bosun Tijani, who announced this in a statement on his X account on Saturday, stated that the artificial intelligence was launched on the sidelines of the 80th United Nations General Assembly in New York. According to the minister, an atlas is developed to put African voices at the center of AI development. He said starting with Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo and Nigerian accented English, an atlas places Africa's voices and diversity at the foundation of AI. According to the product description on its model, CAD, an atlas LLM features a speech technology suite that includes language-specific automatic speech recognition models which aid in transcription, accessibility, and local language applications. It can be used to build chatbots that answer citizen questions about government services in Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, or Nigerian accented English. The federal government has intensified monitoring and screening procedures at all points of entry following the outbreak of Ebola virus disease in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Director of Port Health Services at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Akpan Nse, told journalists that additional staff have been deployed to strengthen border surveillance nationwide. He noted that the government is on high alert, given the volume of international travel between Nigeria and the DRC. Health authorities in Congo declared an outbreak of Ebola virus disease in Kasai province, where 28 suspected cases and 16 deaths, including 4 health workers, had been recorded as of September the 5th. The crisis coincides with ongoing humanitarian challenges across Central and West Africa, including cholera outbreaks, malnutrition, and population displacement. Nse further said that the federal government has partnered with private organizations to ensure that thermal scanners at airports and other points of entry remain fully operational. He assured Nigerians that precautionary measures are in place to reduce the risk of importation. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, also confirmed that it has activated its national response plan. In a public health advisory, the agency said it is working closely with relevant ministries, agencies, and development partners to monitor the situation and enhance the country's preparedness. Across Nigeria's major cities like Abuja, Lagos, and beyond, scavengers are found everywhere. They mostly move from residential streets to commercial areas and dumping grounds. These scavengers are simply called waste pickers. They collect metals, plastic bottles, cartons, paper, electronic scraps, and damaged appliances, amongst many other things. Victoria Tokolo, who speaks to scavengers and scrap dealers in Lagos, brings in this report.
Known by names like Iron Condemn and more, this group of people roam the city of Lagos collecting plastic, iron, and even electric waste that have been discarded. They end up selling these items to people and recycling companies. They also help reduce the number of waste on streets and dump sites. Scavenging is a source of livelihood for many people. However, concerns have been raised about the activities of scavengers across Lagos State.
Name business na sikraba de pai. Kwandam samti, kwandam freezer, kwandam jen, kwandam everything at the buy. Na kwandam at the buy. Mattress, everything at the buy. Hey, get difference. In a big market, I go buy big money. In a small, they buy small money. You get different and a different now.
You know, so we are the two types of the people that are doing this market. The one that's using shampoo, they are shaking it, is the one that buy iron, aluminium, condemned battery, condemned stabilizer, laboratory, condemned freezer. So and we sef, if person have money where you take ordinary sack without that shampoo, if you then call him, you can fit buy it. I get person wey no dey buy something, you go carry back, you go check the something for sun. So me I dey find market, but I want to buy am. If that person wey dey find no get money, me wey waka for the money for your pocket, you go challenge me now.
Even paper, white paper, and nylon with cotton, we dey buy am. But the thing one we dey do, if we see small thing can carry market, one sell am for us, we no go buy am. So you dey tell am say make go front, because sometimes some people, some boys, then they picking something when you know no being get am, come sell am for people when they buy like that.
Scrap dealers said some bad elements may be involved in illegal activities. Majority of them are doing their business legally.
It will not be bad business, but some Aboki and Igbo don't say our work is a criminal business, not be criminal business. The problem why they say criminal business, some Aboki, the problem is language. For them, if you go outside, anything is said outside that is condemned. The Fikariam.
We are buying this scrap small. We are buying 1 kilo, 5 kilo. Some at times we are buying 200 kilo, 300 kilo. So we used to help government to, because all this is like a waste. You understand? So it's a waste. When those our boys then they go for water, go and pick the scrap.
These individuals are said to be playing vital roles in the economy by providing recycling companies with waste to recycle, thereby reducing refuge dumps in the process.
And now in the business world. According to Lagos Business School's Professor Olayinka David West, speaking at the Finance Correspondents Association of Nigeria Annual Conference in Lagos, she said the growth is being driven by platforms like Jumia and Konga, alongside Nigeria's rapid digital transformation and youthful population. The Nigerian Communications Commission reports that internet penetration has reached 43.5%, with more than 163 million Nigerians online. The telecom sector already contributes up to 20% of the GDP. The financial sector is also leading the charge, with fintech firms attracting over $2 billion in investment last year, while some banks are using artificial intelligence to improve services. Nigeria has also introduced new digital taxes, including a 6% levy on foreign digital service providers, as the government looks to boost revenue from the fast-growing sector. Experts say e-commerce and digital payment could help integrate informal businesses into the economy and unlock new opportunities for growth. Away from Nigeria, Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer is expected to announce the United Kingdom's formal recognition of a Palestinian state in a statement scheduled for Sunday afternoon. The move marks a dramatic shift in British foreign policy, with ministers saying it reflects both a moral duty and the urgent need to preserve hopes of a two-state solution. Starmer had previously warned in July that the UK would change its stance if Israel failed to meet the conditions, including agreeing to a ceasefire in Gaza and committing to a credible peace process. With fighting continuing and no pathway to negotiations in sight, government sources say the worsening humanitarian situation has forced the UK's hand. The Israeli government has strongly criticized the plan, arguing that recognition outside a negotiated settlement undermines peace efforts. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described such a step as rewarding terror, while families of hostages still held in Gaza voiced anger that their plight was being sidelined. And in sports, President of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, Uyi Akpata, has been re-elected for a second term in office. Akpata emerged unopposed during the Federation's annual general meeting and board elections which ended in Abuja on Saturday. The election was decided by 37 delegates, with 12 other board members also emerging to steer the affairs of the Federation for the next 4 years. Former Kwara State stalwart Wale Obalola emerged as the vice president at the election. Representatives of the Southwest on the NCF board, Tayo Atoloye, also returned for another term, while team manager of the junior female Yellow Greens, Femi John, was elected as the representative of the South-South on the board. Other zonal representatives are Chika Ikoro, Southeast, Ladan Usman, Northwest, Dare Ayamola, North Central, and Zainab Adamu, Northeast. And with that, we come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel for a constant live stream of programs and documentaries. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.